Jeżeli chcesz się dowiedzieć, jak trenować, żeby zostać lepszym golfistą, co jest kluczem do dobrej gry, jak przenieść swoją grę z driving range'u na pole golfowe, jak wybrać trenera, dzięki któremu odniesiesz sukces, oraz chcesz usłyszeć 3 porady od najlepszego trenera, z którym miałem okazję współpracować, to ten wywiad jest zdecydowanie dla Ciebie, więc zapraszam do oglądania. Jeżeli nie widziałeś części pierwszej, to możesz ją obejrzeć tutaj lub link jest w opisie. Ja nazywam się Paweł Dudzik, a to jest kanał o nazwie Move Your Golf. I pamiętajcie o tym, żeby zasubskrybować kanał, a ja uciekam i zapraszam do oglądania. Our conversation after short break. Alright, so beginners. Grip, posture, stance, all the fundamentals.
Yeah, alignment, exactly. Always work with the fundamentals.
Yeah.
It might be tedious to start with, but they will benefit. And once you get the fundamentals correct, you can actually get the rotation that you need. You won't have this lateral movement. It'll just be so much easier for them to progress. I think what happens with a lot of people is they pick up so many bad habits that it's very difficult then to actually change because they're so used to what they're doing. And they don't want to change then.
Yeah. It's tough to change.
Exactly. They want to just go out there then and play.
And just play and compete.
Yeah, and compete, exactly.
You know, you don't even know how many times in my last 6 years of teaching, or seven years now, I had like students which come to me in Monday and he said, all right, Pavel, I've got this issue and I can meet like 3 times this week, so let's say Monday, Wednesday and Friday, but we need to fix that because
I'm playing tournament.
I'm playing the tournament.
Yeah, great, said, good luck.
Yeah, sure, you're playing golf for 10 years and I'm going to change your slides that you're going to play beautiful draw immediately, like in 10 minutes. Of course they are going to start swinging like it, right? But it's not going to be, everyone knows, I mean, me and you knows that of course on the driving range something can work and be great. Like my driver right now, I'm playing like baby draw on the driving range and all the stuff is great, right?
Yeah. Get on the course under pressure.
On the course, getting a little bit of pressure, nerves, playing for the money with friends or for the coffee.
Yes. Oh, and coffee.
Yeah.
You owe me a coffee.
Yeah, I owe me a coffee. I thought you were going to order here. Yeah. Sure, I lost that. I lost here. Beautiful course, but I lost here. Then when the nerves come up,
and they go and
it's coming back
exactly, and they fall back into their old habits, bad habits, possibly. You know, yes. So it makes it really tough and hard. That's why a lot of pros, even the pros, will have a good break sometimes in the winter to work on what they think they need to improve or what's happening under pressure. A certain shot will come up and they'll think, oh my God, I need to sort this out. And they don't have just 3 lessons to try and fix it. They will actually maybe have 2 months, 2 months to try and get right. This needs to be improved. Yeah.
But from other side, I get following question to that what you just said, but from my experience, a lot of guys thinking after 2 lessons of practicing the same, they just need to start doing something more.
Yeah.
And they don't want to train anymore like the same thing, even if it's going to work like in 60%, let's say.
Yeah.
They start hitting good shot rather than top or tough or thin. And, right?
But that's why they're amateurs.
Yeah,
it's difficult for the mindset because they're amateurs. And I think sometimes us pros, we have to appreciate actually that. And we can't sometimes push them in a corner. They do still want to have this way of playing sometimes. They don't want the hard work that you have to put in, because a lot of amateurs don't realize how much work exactly the pros put in to actually improve. They don't have the time, they're working, etc., etc. So it's always, we're fighting a battle, and we always will be, I'm afraid, you know. So this is welcome to teaching amateurs. It's tough. Like teaching pros,
It's
believe
fun,
it or not,
it's fun, it's
is
great.
easier. Teaching pros is easier because it's normally fine little lines where you just need to tweak something,
Like
and
just
they've got it
small corrects, right?
exactly, and they've got it, and they appreciate it. So yeah.
Yeah. Back to the question about the habits and abilities to play on the driving range and not transferring it to the golf course. What would you recommend for the amateurs, for the pros who's struggling with that? How to work with great swing and great play on the driving range and with the practice swing, and then not able to make it the same way on the course?
Yeah, good question. Me personally, I see a lot of great pros hitting it great on the range, amateurs exactly the same, having this great range work. But actually, when it comes to the golf course, it's sort of nearly completely different. And that's why I coach most of my lessons are actually done on the golf course, so that they are already familiar with the situation because they're already on the golf course. So I won't be spending 2, 3 hours, 4 hours on the range. I'll be actually going out on the golf course with them. So they're actually getting used to the environment, bunkers, water, out of bounds, etc., etc. So apart from doing course management, I'm actually doing a lot of swing changes actually on the golf course so they can actually picture it. Because that's where the game's played, not on the driving range.
And of course, we get different layouts, different grass, different levels.
But you'll see most of my students, nearly all of my students, a lot of all 95% is on the actual golf course, not on the driving range.
Okay, so
because the game's meant to be played, on the golf course.
That's true. That's true. That's absolutely true. So you just like summarizing it, just play the golf on the course
and enjoy it.
Enjoy it and focus on the 1 or 2 things, I guess.
Yeah, the fundamentals is the key. Fundamentals is the key because that'll work.
And correct contact, right, with the ball.
Yeah, well, that will also come with the correct fundamentals, but balance is very important. You know, got to make sure again, boils down to a good solid foundation. Yeah. And then you won't have this rocking from heel to toe or toe to heel, which will affect the strike, etc., etc. Yeah. Yeah. So, not an easy game.
Not an easy game.
Why did we choose it?
That's probably the hardest question.
Yeah. I think golf chose me.
I think?
I didn't choose golf. Golf chose me.
Golf because I like to compete with myself, and I'm the kind of the guy who's always trying to improve what I'm doing and how I'm playing and what I'm achieving. I'm not trying to be better, you know, in the technique and in the golf. I mean, I'm trying to be good in that, but I'm just trying to, you know, beat myself on the course.
Yeah.
And trying to fight with myself, and that's what's, I think, giving me a lot of abilities and skills in real life, transferring to it. I mean, because I'm not finding myself troubling with task or any other things to do in my real life beside golf, and I think it's because of that I struggle with myself so many times on the course.
Yeah.
So I know it's sometimes a hard work, but eventually
it is. It's what we call beat yourself up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right. Next question about we'll skip a little bit to the pros. What would you say? What kind of the behaviors help tour pros score best?
I think that sometimes it can be very simple. I mean, you hear a lot of mind coaches, and they're very good at their job. Staying in the present. Stop thinking, dwelling on the past if you've hit a bad shot, etc. Thinking about it so much, beating yourself up. Also, you know, looking at your scorecard thinking, oh my God, I'm 3 under and I've got 4 or 5 holes to go.
Or
And then,
3 bogeys in the
exactly, because already you're thinking of the future, which is not a good thing either. You just want to basically feel very much in the present, take every shot by it is, shot by shot, but don't complicate the game. I see so many young pros complicate it, you know. Oh, par 5, I can eagle it. You're already thinking, what do you mean eagle it? Get the ball into the middle of the fairway with the club that you feel comfortable at that time, under that type of pressure or stress, and then advance the ball in a very nice angle. And the biggest tip I can give to pros is, for the rest of your life, which is what I've done, and I think I've done very well considering all my injuries, is basically hit every green middle of the green.
Not attack the flag every
Don't
time.
have to attack the flags all the time. Middle of the green, and with the putting, keep the ball on the high side. If you can do those 2 things for the rest of your life, you'll be shocked how well you can score. So the thing is, off the tee box, a club that's going to get you in the middle of the fairway. Hopefully it's going to be your driver, because that's going to give you the shortest shot in.
Distance, or shorter club,
Exactly. But they're under pressure, depending on sometimes winds that people don't like. You know, one of the winds I'm not too keen on is obviously a left to right wind, strong, because I fade the ball. So all of a sudden a right to left wind, and I think I'm going to win the tournament, because everything like that's going to help me. But I feel like whatever gets me off the tee to the middle of the fairway, because I can advance then any iron to the middle of the green.
Yep.
And then if you can hit the middle of the greens and keep the putts on the high side, you're going to have a good score. Simple.
But you know, sometimes it's hard not to attack the flag, right?
Absolutely, and there are
sometimes
scoring
you
clubs, and there's scoring clubs, and the greens can be receptive. I'm just saying, as a goal, yes, as a goal mark, if you were to actually go out there, because you know when you're swinging well, you can. I'm attacking most of the flags, but if the flags are on the right and you draw the ball, you're in trouble, because you're going to go away from the flag, and the spin is going to get you away from the flag.
True.
So a right pin for a drawer is
On the other side of the green.
exactly, it's going to be difficult. Hence, the same with a fader when the flag's on the left. The same thing with a fader. It's going to be whatever. So it's nice to be able to shake both ways. But if you were to hit the middle of the greens, keep the ball on the high side, get the ball off the tee, you're going to score well.
All right.
Keep
Now-
it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple, true. But if someone is not working on the course and people are struggling, pros are struggling,
Yeah.
and you work with a lot of great players from period of your life and
Yes.
you know of your career, how you are able to help them? What's words? I mean, it all depends from the situation, but in general, when people are struggling on the course, what would you say to them? What would you recommend? What would be the task to score better and eventually?
Yeah, again, I use those words, keeping it simple. I think a lot of pros overcomplicate it. They complicate the swing thoughts on the golf course, where personally, I think sometimes you've got to be able to adapt to the conditions. So therefore, if you're technically thinking technique on the golf course, I think this is a poor situation mentally to be in. Because you're going to have to hit some knockdown shots, you're going to have to flight the ball, etc., etc. You're going to have slopes, and if you've got this technical side of you on the golf course, I think that's really going to complicate the situation a lot, and you're not going to score as well. So for me, I think you've got to be a little bit more natural and trust your swing and commit to every golf shot. I see a lot of people, young pros, they don't commit to the golf shot and they take the technique to the golf course.
All right. Gotcha. Next one. Next one I would ask about a little bit about the coaches. What would you think is the most important thing between the relationship between coaches and students? Because of course we want to help our students like in the best way we are able to do this, right?
Yeah.
So what would you do to, pass your knowledge to the guys in the best way?
Oh. Well, first of all, are they going to accept your knowledge? I mean, there's so many. What I find now is it's a bit of a cutthroat situation, really. There's so much information out there now.
The internet.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much. You can do whatever you want now and find out if you wanted to hit a draw, a lob, a stinger. I mean, so many people are going on the internet. There's so many pros now, exactly, and it's so difficult to actually put your situation across. Are they going to accept your knowledge, or are they going to read somebody else's situation, and be completely anti you, if you like? It's a tough one, that, in the sense of, I just feel like I demonstrate when I teach, I demonstrate basically. So I never give a golf lesson without showing them. Okay. And I think that gets respect. Okay. So when it comes to, again, most of my courses are done on the golf course. I will demonstrate the shot, and I think that's what gets my respect.
That you are able to...
I can actually see it, I can do it, and they can see it, and they'll suddenly think there's a little bit of a wow factor. Obviously, if it doesn't work, it's an embarrassing situation. But sometimes it can happen. I can have a bad day where I wake up and I'm not moving as good. But normally, I've got to be honest, I can pull it off. So you get the respect then from the student. So apart from that, they can go. It's a cutthroat. You'll find that out. You'll suddenly feel like you've given your knowledge. You've helped the student, and then all of a sudden they're with somebody else, and why? That somebody else has got most probably a bigger and better name, and they've got players, if you like, and all of a sudden they think, oh, I'd rather be with him because he's got, he teaches him, who teaches him, he's won a major, blah blah blah. So it's a bit of a cutthroat industry that we're in.
Next one, connected to this one, do you think teaching professionals should be able to score good on the course and be able to play all of the kinds of the shots? What do you think, or do you think the able of playing good golf is helping people teach better?
No, I get that. This is a question that gets asked to me a lot. I happen to be a player, so for me, teaching is great. And I, like I said to you in the previous question there, that I can show the shots, but that doesn't mean you can't be a good teacher if you don't play a great player. I'm lucky enough that I've played all my life, and competitive, by the way. But so for me, it becomes it's a very easy situation to show shots and under pressure, because that's all I've ever done. But there can be great coaches out there that don't have this great game. But they're good coaches. Yeah. So for me, it's a question I do get asked a lot, thinking, oh, you have to be a player to teach. I don't think so.
I think so too, but that you don't need to score like 72 every time you're going on the course.
Absolutely
right?
not.
But be able to play the shots you want to teach, I think it's important.
It helps. It depends on who you're teaching.
Because, for example, when you're trying to someone teach how to play a driver, like straight shot or baby cut, baby draw, and you're playing all the slides on the course, on the range, showing them to the students.
Yeah, if you can't demonstrate or do it, but it does depend on who you're coaching. You know, I've brought people through the system, and they're not the greatest of players, but they have a great teaching career now, and especially could be with the juniors. The juniors don't know, as long as the ball goes sort of in the air and long. The kids are going, wow. Do you understand? So it depends. So it's a question that gets asked. I think it depends on who you're teaching. You gain a lot of respect if you can actually play the game. So your volume of players will be vast compared to if you can't demonstrate it, you're not going to get such good players because you won't have the respect.
So respect is a key.
Yeah.
Relationships?
Relationships good. I think if you've got a bit of a character, I think you're always going to do well. Smile, always smile. If you're a little bit grumpy and you're not so good socially, you're going to struggle with golf, if I'll be honest with you. People don't want to spend their hard cash, if you like, on a pro that's drunk. Yes, and also, I don't know. I think dressing is quite important as well. If you want to play good, turn up, look good, and you'll you know keep your clubs clean, look smart, and I think you'll find that will actually help you as well. One with teaching, and also one with your own game, because you'll actually feel special and good.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I was thinking about, like in last year, because I'm teaching on the driving range in Tychy, and we are trying to encourage people by taking it easy. Don't need to dress up like super nice. Don't need to have your own clubs. Sorry. Just come, step by, have fun, hit a couple of shots. So for me, on the golf course, I'm always dressing as a golfer, trying to look pretty good. I mean, and on the driving range, sometimes I'm also wearing a t-shirt and short pants and just funky shoes.
Again, I think that goes to who you're actually teaching, and I agree. If you're trying to get new people involved, dressing a little bit modern with trainers, jeans, etc., etc., this is gonna help the situation. But I was actually saying for the pros, if you want to play well, don't turn up at a tournament all a little bit, scruffy. Try and make an effort with what you're wearing, and you'll find that it goes a long way.
Small things help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. You were in Poland many times, and what do you find out in golf in Poland, which you didn't saw in other countries? Is there anything, in general, in golf that you didn't saw any other places?
God's sake, no. That's a
tough question.
That's a tough question. Yeah, it's a question that I don't know if I can actually answer. What do I see different? I think, the only thing I see different to other countries is like you say, I think, is the actual age group. I don't see enough middle-aged people. And not enough
juniors and adult guys.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So that middle range of 21 to 39
That's what I said
is sort of missing. So when I go to, for example, Grady, it'll actually be going there for the junior camps. Yeah. So I do the junior camps in the morning for say 2 hours, and then in the afternoon it seems to be seniors.
Yeah.
So there's a market there that's missing.
Yeah. That's why I said that we need to think about how to
absolutely
encourage these people.
yeah. So you've got to go to maybe universities. I mean, you might have to change the outlook, but then the golf courses or the directors or owners could maybe do something in that department with marketing to encourage more of the middle-aged, if you like, age groups to join.
All right, 2 last questions. What do you think we miss in Poland in golf to become like England, Spain, US, Saudi Arabia, Germany?
Wow.
What do we miss? That we are not developed.
The infrastructure. So it's got to be something to do with obviously there aren't enough golf courses. So basically, it's still very, very new. I mean,
We've got 26
golf courses. It's a big country, and 26 golf courses is nothing, is it really?
Yeah, Czech Republic is beating us like crazy.
Absolutely, but look how many golf courses they have.
They've got more over 100.
Absolutely, and I think this was what it boils down to. Really, is that if golf courses were to suddenly pop up all over Poland, I think you'll find that all of a sudden there'll be a lot more people playing the game. Because it's actually on their doorstep. I mean, I think
like
you
here.
said, yes, exactly. I think you said that you got to travel like 40, 45 minutes. After a day's work, or if you want to practice, you're not going to do that.
No.
You're not going to do that. You're not going to make that effort.
No.
So for me, it's definitely the fact that there isn't enough. The infrastructure for golf isn't there yet. Okay. So that's the difference I see. I think it's a lot easier when you can go 10 minutes down the road and you've got a golf course.
All right.
Government needs to get involved.
Oh, we are not going this way. This conversation, no way. I'm not going to pull this trigger about what I think about my government in my country. No way.
We'll have to delete that bit.
Yeah, cut it. Because you are teaching for over 40 years, playing golf for over 40 years, right?
Yeah, over 50 years.
Over 50, sorry.
Over 55 years.
55 years.
I can even go even higher. It's 50. It's actually 57 years. So there we are.
So you are playing more golf than my dad's living on Earth.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm playing for 16 years, so it's like more than 3 times more than me. All right.
I know.
You've got a lot of experience.
Mm.
What 3 advices? Let's make it easier because one is hard. What 3 advices would you give to golfers in any step, in any way of their career or their way to play golf, to play better? Or make it simple. 3 advices for all the golfers. What should you give?
Number 1, enjoy. I see so many people get upset with golf. I mean, I can honestly say I've never thrown a club in my life. Never. So that's 57 years. I see so many people get frustrated, etc. So number 1 for me, you've got to enjoy it. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, which is what I regret, is fitness. Keep yourself fit. Yeah. That's something when I look back at my career, and even now, I just wish I did a little bit more with the fitness and the stretching, etc. I didn't
train more.
Yeah.
Train longer.
Exactly.
In longer period of time.
And it's a great sport because we can still play it. I know I'm teaching people in their 80s. I mean, wow, how great is that? I mean,
awesome.
Out in the fresh air, playing golf, walking around, I think it's incredible. So for me, it's again, enjoy, fitness, And the number 3, what would I say? Play more social.
Good for freedom passes.
Play more social golf. Enjoy it. Again, it comes back to enjoying. That's it, simple.
Right. Thank you, Nick, for it was a big pleasure.
No, pleasure's mine. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for that.
That's okay. Good luck with all your teaching and everything in Poland, and I wish all the Polish players a happy future in golf.
Thank you very much, and have a good time.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.